Alrighty, guys. So it's 10 a.m. and welcome. Well, 10 a.m. my time, whatever it is your time. Yeah, 10 a.m. here on the West Coast. Welcome. My name is Stephanie. This class is called Fusion Flow. So it's a little mashup of Pilates and yoga. They play really well off of each other. Both really speak to the idea of mindfulness, of presence, of focus, of using the breath to move the body. And I think that although yoga can be a little bit more flow-like, whereas Pilates can be a bit more mechanical, I still think they pair really nicely. So we are doing that today. Also, like I had mentioned, I did a little workout prior to me signing on here, so I might implement a little bit of that work into class today. So you're going to find some strength building movements, obviously core strengthening, but really focusing there with the smaller stabilizing muscles in our body that help support us, and really starting off with good breath, good stretching to really warm up our body. So we will get cracking. Let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and scooch back here. Got my blanket all set up. And we're going to make our way onto our workspace, whatever that space looks like for you. We're going to start lying on our back to begin class. So however that is most comfortable for you. Right? Your legs can be fully extended. You could have your knees bent, feet grounded. You could even start in a hip opener here, taking the soles of your feet together, letting the knees splay open. Whatever lets your body really settle, right? Ground and connect to the earth. So take a moment here to maybe just wiggle your body into this space. Feel the connection to the earth beneath you. Let the body start to ease and relax. Right? Notice if there's any grip or hold in your body. And can you begin to let that soften just a little bit? Wherever your arms are resting, just turn your palms to face up. Let the shoulders roll open. And find some length here in the body. Feel the crown of your head really stretch to the back of your workspace, allowing the chin to land just about fist distance from the chest. Let the eyes close here as well. That helps us to go a little bit more inward, become a little bit more focused on the self. And this is where we start to tap into our breath. All right, so tuning into your inhales and your exhales, not in changing it, but only in noticing it, right? The breath. So just feel the way in which it moves in and out of your body. Notice how your breath sounds, or that feeling in the back of your throat as you take air in and release it out again. Feel that subtle movement into that body just due to breath alone. Maybe it's just a small rise and fall of your belly or your chest. We want to start to connect to our breath now so that we can start to breathe more mindfully, more purposefully, to help to increase the depth and quality of our breathing, which can allow for a more physical and mental benefit to ourselves. We start to think of the breath as a tool to calm our body when we need it, or to energize and fire it up if we need it. We use our breath to move our body, but we also use it to keep it in still when needed. Right? So the breath wears many hats. So it's going to be very important when you breathe, how you breathe, and why you breathe. So start to slow the breath down. Take longer, deeper breaths in, and really slow and steady exhales. Make sure that you empty out completely. Then really allow your body to expand and open as you fill with air, entering into the front body, sides, and back body. Then when you're exhaling, allow the body then to knit and draw and pull back to the midline. Think about squeezing the breath out. Push it away. Allow the inhales to be kind of really light and airy, but let the exhale be very powerful, forceful, audible. Release. And then does that change your midsection? Easy breaths in, the belly rises and it's relaxed. But when you force that breath out, you're going to start to feel your core muscles firming and engaging. And this is what we want to look for. Light, easy breaths in, forceful exhales out. Steady breath, slow breath, mindful breath. Go ahead, take 4 more cycles of inhales, exhales. See if you can contract your core even more each time you breathe out. Right, so we're building up relationship between our core and our breath. Take a couple more rounds here. And when you get to that 4th exhale, use the strength of your core to begin to slowly draw the knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs, giving yourself a little bit of a hug, and then begin to slowly rock side to side. Take your time here. Move with the tempo of your breath so the quality does not get lost, right? We want to maintain this easy, big inhale, strong, powerful exhale. Then from your side to side movement, start to create more of a circular movement with both legs. Let your hands guide this movement. Take your time to find the fullest range of motion in those legs. You want to feel this massage more into the backs of your hips now, your SI joints, which are just above the tailbone. Take a moment then to pause and reverse direction. Big inhales. Right, strong exhales. Keep up that pattern of breath. Good. And then go ahead and pause with legs at center. Let's go ahead and release the hands. Take your arms out either to a T or cactus your arms if you're close to an object. Take a deep breath in here with legs drawn in at center. And as you exhale, firm the belly and guide both legs over to the right side of your mat. As you look over your left shoulder, you're coming into just a simple twist. Any variation of this, right? So you can take, excuse me, your, I have to do this. You can take your right hand, place it on top of the left leg to lightly press down. You could also take the left leg and extend it out, or maybe that left leg tucks and crosses a little bit under the right leg. Options, not requirements. Take one more big breath in here, fill to the top. And then as you exhale, squeeze the breath out, firm the belly to help lift legs through center, head through center. Pause, take another inhale, fill back up again. Once again, a strong core on the exhale to guide both legs to your left side. As you look over your right shoulder, coming into, again, that rotation. Making sure that the backs of both shoulders are still equally grounded. Any variation of the legs that you'd like to take in this twist, you can even widen the space between and really stagger the legs, and that might give a little bit more sensation into the fronts of your hips. Take one more big inhale, fill, fill, fill. And then squeeze a breath out, firm in the belly, lift legs through center, head through center. And then once you've centered yourself, go ahead and place your feet onto the ground with knees bent. And then arms can go ahead and rest at your side. We're moving into stretching the outer hips next. Take the right ankle, cross it over your left knee, and flex that foot. Really drive out through the heel. It's going to give that leg energy. Use that energy then to push the leg away from your body. You can even take your hand to the inside of the thigh to push it out. All right, so here's your figure 4 stretch. Any variation of this. Your left leg could stay grounded. The left leg could lift and you can hold behind that left leg with both hands. Maybe even pull that left leg in a bit closer to body. Check though with your shoulders that they're not pulling to your ears, rather they're grounding towards the earth. And whichever position or variation your figure 4 is in, you could also offer a movement here. Very slowly though, you could rock side to side. And that side-to-side movement will create different sensations. The stretch is going to change a little bit depending upon the angle of your body. So that kind of gets a little bit more into the outer hip and also kind of wraps around into the glute as well. Take 3 more cycles of breath in whichever positioning variation you're in here in your figure 4. And then after that 3rd round of breath, go ahead and come back through center if you're not there already. Release the stretch. We're going to go ahead and switch sides. All right, so left ankle over right knee, energy through heel of foot, pressing leg out, a little bit more space to the outer hip region. And then again, any variation of the stretch on this side now. Doesn't have to look the same, could be totally different. When you get into your space, notice where your shoulders are. Also notice if the chin started to push to the sky. Keep the chin fist distance to keep the back of your neck nice and long. Movement or stillness if you prefer. Maybe you decide to shift your body to a certain angle and just stay there because that's what you're feeling you're needing, and that's wonderful too. 3 more cycles of breath. And after that 3rd round, bring your body back to center. Let's go ahead and release the stretch. Uncross the legs, place both feet back onto the ground. So we're back here with knees bent, feet grounded. We're going to move into the hamstrings next. So let's take the right leg extended up to the sky. Keep that anchor, tailbone rather, anchored to the floor. Hold the back of your right leg with both hands. We're going to turn this into a little bit of a core exercise. I'm starting modified first, and then I'm going to build up. So you can follow me or stay as you are, okay? With an inhale, take your hands, pulse that right leg in twice to body. As you exhale, rebend the knee, ground the foot, left leg, then on an inhale, lift to pulse it in twice, and then release it down on the exhale. So this is a modified version of single straight leg, continuing to alternate and really get that nice hamstring stretch. So be mindful of your pulsations, okay? So you can stay here modified. If you want to bring it up a notch, both legs are going to lift. As you're pulsing one leg in, the other one lowers towards the floor. The level of lowering is up to you. And if you want even more heat, as I just did here, head and shoulders can come off the ground, eyes on your navel, shoulders drop away from ears. But if you do feel strain in your neck, head to the ground. We're using our abdominal strength for stabilization. So legs and hands move, everything else stays still. We'll stay in whichever stretch exercise you're in for 5 more seconds. Good. 4. Make sure you're breathing steadily. 3, 2, 1. Good. And then let the legs come together. If they were both extended, then bend both knees, ground both feet to the floor. Make sure the knees and feet here land hip width distance apart, and that's only about 2 fist distances away from one another. Okay. So here we are, feet grounded, knees bent. Arms are going to come now in close to our sides and press the backs of your arms to the floor. We're going to get into some bridge work next here. So take a breath in and feel the small of your back press into the ground, as well as your arms. And then on the exhale, peel yourself off the mat and lift your hips into a bridged position. So a Pilates bridge here, having knees, hips, and shoulders at a nice even diagonal. We don't want to pop the ribs up, so seal them in. With your next breath in, Round your back and roll back down to the floor, reconnecting one vertebra at a time. We'll do that again. Exhale, arms press down, heels dig in. We lift the hips, we squeeze our glutes, and imagine a small ball between your thighs you are also hugging. Roll back down to the ground on an inhale. We'll do 2 more here. Exhale, peel up, squeeze glutes, pull the belly in firm, hug your imaginary ball between legs. Roll back down on an inhale. This last one, let's go ahead, exhale to lift and peel up. Hold the lift of your bridge. On an inhale, take the right foot off the ground, draw the knee towards chest. On your exhale, slowly release that foot back to the floor. Ooh, we're working our hamstrings. Left foot comes up on an inhale, knee pulls in. Exhale, slow return to the ground again. We want to try to keep the level and stabilization of our hips as we move through our marching. Press those arms down to help keep those hips elevated. Let's do 2 more to the right side. Take your time, right? We don't want to drop the foot down. We want to guide it down. Inhale for the pull in, exhale for the release. Let's do 1 more to each. Draw it in, right? So that grounded leg, that's the hamstring that's getting fired up to help support. Good. Then when your left foot comes down for that last time, soften the ribs, roll back down to the mat. Draw the knees to chest, give yourself a hug and movement side to side. Ooh, I failed to mention that I did all my workout this morning was all legs, so that was a struggle for me a little bit, those marches. Yeah, doesn't take much. All right, let's go ahead and keep the knees drawn in. Let's take the arms again, either down at your side. If you need more support, out to T. If you want more heat, lift your arms above the shoulders. Take a breath in with knees close in. Exhale, extend legs away from body. That means you could reach them high to the sky or bring them as down low as a hover, right? And then draw the knees back in again. So the further forward you extend your legs towards the front of your workspace, the more intense it will be, right? To modify, again, come closer towards the ceiling. Make sure when you extend the legs, the back doesn't arch. You're pressing your spine to the floor. Draw the knees back in again. We're going to do 4 more here. Extend and lengthen out through those toes. Draw back in. Breathe in. 3 more. As you lengthen the legs, firm up your belly. Draw back in on an inhale. We'll do 2 more here. Exhale. Extend away. Draw back in. This last one, let's extend those legs out. Hold them there. And then wherever your arms were, let's take them down low beside you to a hover above the ground. You can keep head grounded or lift head and shoulders up for more intensity. You can bend your knees to tabletop to modify. Here we go. Pump the arms down. We're going to breathe in for 4 counts and breathe out for 4. Good. Breathe in. Really strong arms. Breathe out. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Shoulders down. Good. Breathe in. Core tight. Breathe out. 4 more times. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, breathe out. Keep on pumping. 3 more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Good. 2 more. Good. Exhale. Last round. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. And rest. Draw it in. If the head was up, take it down. Knees in. If you want movement here or stillness, just take a moment to recover. Right, so we get the heart rate up just a little bit just by the vigorous pumping of the arms. We were also using our core again, of course, for stabilization and or to keep the head lifted off the ground. All right, let's go ahead and stretch those legs down low to the floor. Push out through heels, lift up toes as if you're trying to find mountain pose lying on your back. Mountain pose is just a standing posture in yoga, and I shouldn't have said just. It's a standing posture. Let me rephrase that statement. It requires energy. So imagine you're standing on the earth with your feet. Take your inner thighs, hug them right into midline. Pull the belly in and up and lift the arms overhead. Palms face each other. Slide your shoulder blades down your back and make sure the ribs didn't pop up. With a breath in, let's start to peel our body off the ground. Start with arms, head, shoulders. Exhale to pull all the way up to seated. Press your legs down as your heart lifts high. Fold forward over those legs. Deep Ooh, back body stretch. So keep the flex in your feet. Come up tall with your next inhale, fingertips to sky. As you exhale, tuck tailbone under, scoop out your core, round your back, and roll back down with control to the very end. Do not let your legs relax here. They are an anchor. Start lifting as you're inhaling. As soon as it gets hard physically, push that breath out. Lift your heart high. Fold over legs. Come up tall with your next inhale. Keep the chin neutral, so look straight ahead as you're rolling back down onto the ground. Let's do a couple more of these. Start at breath in. Push it out. Exhale. Lift heart up. Fold forward. Deep back body stretch. Let the head go. Come up. Breath in. Feel the arms try to pull behind you. Ooh, as you come down. Makes it a little bit more challenging. Let's do one more here. Begin the lift. Inhale. Push it out. Exhale. Peel all the way up. Fold. Let's go ahead and restack here. Sit nice and tall. Let's stay seated. Let's just exhale. Bring the arms into a cactus position. Bend the elbows. Draw elbows down to shoulder level. Spread out your fingers and feel the backs of your arms press behind you. Take an inhale. Sit up taller. Take a twist, only upper body to the right. Keep those legs from shifting. Center on an inhale. Don't lose that cactus position. Twist to your left and feel the right arm pulling back on you. Let it fight you. Come back through center. We're activating our waistline. One more each. Twisting over to right. Hug between those shoulder blades. Center on an inhale. Squeeze it out to the left. Come back through center, lift the arms to the sky, and then exhale, let the arms come back beside you. Good. From here, cross the legs, hands in front, tabletop position we're transitioning to, right? So coming on to hands and knees, spread your fingers wide, right? Support those wrists. Rather than looking straight down at the floor, you're gonna look slightly forward, right? Slightly forward so that we have a nice long spine and the heart doesn't pull away from us, right? Send it to the front. On a breath in, let your belly melt to the ground as your heart and tailbone lift up to the sky. This is going to get a nice good core stretch here, right across the front body. And then exhale, scoop out the abs, round your back, push away from the ground with hands, knees, and feet. Right, so our cat and cow pose, belly is relaxed. Heart and tailbone lift up, pull the shoulder heads back just a little to open your chest. Then on the exhale, cat pose, pull the lower belly in and up, right? Hollow out your underside, round your spine, push off the ground. Come back to cow, inhale, belly relaxes, heart and tailbone lift. This time on your cat pose, press into tops of feet and then lift the knees and shins up as you round your back. Release shins and knees down as the belly relaxes. Heart and tailbone comes up, inhale. Push into the ground, tops of feet as you round out your back, right? So we're still rounding our spine. Pull the knees and shins off the floor. Let's do one more here. Shins and knees down, heart and tailbone lift. Inhale. Exhale. Let's press into the ground with tops of feet and hands. Pull the belly in and up, shins and knees. Come here. Let's stay here for 5. Keep breathing. 4. Keep pulling in and up. 3, 2, 1, good. Shins down, knees down, widen those knees, big toes touch. Let's sit back to the heels. Let's walk those hands forward, melt towards our mat or workspace. Child's pose. Make sure your hands are shoulder width distance apart and that the forearms are lifted off the ground. Shoulder blades are sliding down back and lower belly's trying to pull up and away from the legs. This is a grounded pose. You can come here at any point in time. From here, let's tuck the toes under. Let's transition to down dog. So lifting hips up, pushing chest back, grounding the heels even though they may not touch the floor, and sealing the ribs in to activate the belly. Good. With your next inhale, go ahead and look forward to the front of your mat. As you exhale, feet to hands, as many or as little a step as you'd like to take. On an inhale, come to a halfway lift. Shoulders pull up to hip level. Heart opens. Spine lengthens. Exhale, fold, melt, release. On your next inhale, come all the way to standing. Ground your feet. Rise, right? Lifting up, stacking arms over shoulders, then interlacing fingers. Exhale, hands behind your head. On a breath in, you're going to stretch over to your right side. Squeeze in the belly as you exhale, pull up slow. Stretch over to your left as you breathe in. Exhale, core strong, pull yourself back up again. Good. Inhale, release the hands, extend the arms up to the sky. Exhale, dive forward over your legs. Halfway lift on an inhale. Let's come to plank position on the exhale. So hands ground down. You can step or jump back to structure. Okay. You can also come down to your knees for modified version. In our plank pose, hug your legs in, squeeze those glutes, pull belly in and up. We're going to take 6 strong push-ups. So again, you can drop to knees for these. But remember, we want our heart reaching between hands, not the chin. So we're going to come down with an inhale. Push away on the exhale. Keep looking slightly forward. 6 total. Work at your pace, but don't rush through, right? Work with your breath. Use your breath as a tool. 3 more for me. Woo. Right, never the chin, always the heart. So reach it forward as you come up. I've got 1 more for myself here. Once you've done your last, downward facing dog. Press hips up. Push chest back, heels ground down, ribs that seal in. Whew, that was fun. All right, look forward again on an inhale. Exhale, feet to hands. Again, as many or as little a step you like to take. Halfway lift on an inhale. Fold, let it go, exhale. Inhale, we come to standing. Ground the feet, rise and stack. Sweep the arms up overhead, interlace fingers, exhale, hands behind the head. Side body, stretch it over to the right. Breath in, use your core strength on the exhale to draw yourself back up. Stretch it over to the left, inhale. Firm belly, exhale, pull it up. Inhale, release the hands, extend the arms high. Fold, exhale over your legs. Take that halfway lift again on an inhale. Plank position again on the exhale. Hands down, step or jump back to structure. Okay, let's go ahead this time. Widen the base of feet. If you're on your knees, you're going to widen the base of your knees. We're going to move into some shoulder taps. So we're going to do this face forward. Right hand to left shoulder down. Left hand, right shoulder down. Continue to alternate. We're using a lot of core strength here. Abs to make sure our hips don't seesaw. Send the heart forward. Work those arms. We'll do this for 5 more seconds. 4, 3, squeeze your glutes. 2, 1. Both hands ground down. Press back, downward facing dog. Here's those little workout elements that I said that might get snuck in there. Might is now a definite, yeah. All right, here we are, downward facing dog. Look forward on your inhale. Feet to hands on your exhale. Walk, jump, float. Halfway lift on an inhale. Get the length in your spine, open across your heart space. Let it melt and fold as you exhale. Come up to standing on an inhale. Root down those feet as you rise. Lift up those arms, interlace fingers. Exhale the hands behind your head. Stretch to your right as you breathe in. Use all of your core on the exhale to slowly pull your body back up again. Stretch to your left as you're inhaling. Squeeze it out and lift it up. Exhale. Inhale, release hands, extend arms up. Dive forward, exhale over legs. Halfway lift on an inhale. You guessed it, plank position on the exhale. Hands come down and you can jump back or step back. And again, you can always come down to knees. Let's work a little bit more with abs and glutes. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, lift your right foot off the floor, but send that heart forward. Release down, breath in. Left foot comes up, squeeze and fire up that glute. Pull the belly in and up. Release down, inhale. You can also do these on the knees, right? Exhale, if you're in modified plank, you just stretch the leg back and lift it up a bit. Then bring the knee back down to modified plank position. Left leg again, exhale, stretch it up a little bit. Release down, we're gonna do one more each side. Right foot, lift. Good, bring it down. Lift out of those arms, one more left leg. Squeeze. Good, release the foot down on an inhale. Both knees under your hips, tabletop exhale. Woo-hoo-hoo. We worked a lot into our arms too, right, to hold that plank, so let's get a stretch here. Take an inhale, sweep the right arm out to the side, reach it to sky, open the chest. Thread the arm through as you exhale. You're reaching across the floor, looking to the left, resting down onto that arm. And then keep that right arm active, right? Keep the fingers spread, keep stretching that arm across the floor. It'll give more pull to the backside. Good, one more breath in here. Let that release, unwind back to tabletop. Moving to the other side, breath in, left arm sweeps out and up. Exhale, you're threading through, looking to the right, reaching across, resting down onto that arm. Take one more breath in. Tabletop position as you breathe out. So hands, knees, all fours. Good, from that space, all fours, take a step forward with both of your hands so they're in front of your shoulders, so that then you can tuck your toes under. Start to transition back to down dog, right? So hips up, chest back, heels down, and ribs in. Wonderful. Okay, here we are, downward facing dog. On an inhale, take your right leg, lift it back behind you. On your exhale, sweep the leg through and step up towards your right thumb. Here we are in low lunge. You may have to physically pick your foot up to get it to that space, and that is fine. But tent the fingers here of your hands that frame your front foot, and then push away from the ground. Elevate the chest so it doesn't collapse on the leg, it hovers. And send the heart forward, and then keep your back heel really popped up over the ball of your foot and hike your hips up to shoulder level. Okay, let's offer some movement here. We can either do this in a jump switch or a step back and switch. Take a breath in. Exhale, we're switching legs. Left foot up, right foot back. Take another breath in. Hold this strength. Exhale, switch it again. So you could do this in a step formation. Inhale, exhale, step right foot back and left foot up, right? Hold for an inhale, step back, and then up. We're gonna do 4 more. Inhale, exhale, switch. Hold for an inhale, exhale, switch. Keep those arms strong. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, switch. One last time, breath in, exhale, switch. So we should land with right foot still forward, left foot still back like we had started. Wonderful. If you hadn't, swap her out. On your next inhale, we're going to rise to high crescent lunge. Bring shoulders up over the hips. Stack, stack, stack. Lift your arms to the sky. And then settle here for just a moment. Right, high crescent lunge. Deep bend in the right leg. Switch it here. Right leg, back leg, nice and strong. Arms are lifted. Let's take those arms, bring them down in front of you. But create a big circle with your arms. I'm gonna push this up a little bit so you can see me. Big giant circle here. Just the tips of your middle fingers touch. On an inhale, hug between your shoulder blades and start to open the arms outward. Keep the shape. Exhale, squeeze it out. Bring the fingertips to connect again. This is called hugging a tree. Opening those arms, hug between your shoulder blades, and then squeeze into the chest muscles as you bring fingertips back together. 2 more. Opening up. Inhale. Squeeze it out. Exhale. One last time. Opening up the arms. Exhale. Squeeze it out. Inhale, extend your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, open into warrior two. Back heel swivels in, hips open up. Arms come out to a T. Level off your hips. Front foot takes a little walk to midline. You want to have a heel arch alignment. Arms are equally swept up. Let's take the palms, turn the face to the sky, create two fists with your hands. Take a breath in. As you exhale, bend at the elbows, bring fists to shoulders, a little bicep curl. Extend the arms back out again on an inhale. Again, exhale, curl in, don't let those elbows drop down, keep them in line with shoulders. Extend back out again. Two more of these. Exhale, squeeze into those bicep muscles. Extend out, breath in. One last time, squeeze it out. Extend the arms back out, release the fists, palms are up. With your next exhale, reach up and back, peaceful warrior. Take another breath in here, right into that side body. And then as you exhale, you're gonna windmill your hands down to the ground. But once you're here, walk both hands to the left side of your mat. Let that front foot follow, so know both feet are parallel with each other. You're in a straddled position. Take a halfway lift on an inhale. Pull that belly in. Keep the backs of your knees soft. Exhale, melt deeper over the legs. Take a moment here. Feel your tailbone really lifting up to the sky. With your next breath in, we're going to come back to that halfway lift, but this time extend the arms out to a T like airplane. Pull the belly in and up. Support this position. Good, and with your next exhale, bring the shoulders all the way up over the hips, arms to sky. Keep the arms there. We're going to walk the feet in just like a heel toe, right? Nothing huge. We want to still keep a fair separation between the feet, but not a deep, deep straddle. And then we're going to turn the heels inward, slightly toes outward. Arms are still lifted here. Take a breath in. As you exhale, bend your knees, bend your elbows, sit down into your goddess squat, right? Those cactus arms, so nice and vertical in your torso, not leaning forward. Straighten the legs, squeeze your glutes, lift the arms up again. Inhale. Exhale, bend knees and elbows, pull down, sit down, goddess squat. Stand tall on an inhale. Let's do two more. Exhale into goddess. Inhale to reach it up. Once more, exhale, come down to your goddess squat. Let's stay here. On an inhale, take your right heel, pop it up over the ball of your foot. And then exhale, release the heel down. Left heel pops up on an inhale. Exhale, let it release. Then both heels pop up on an inhale. Release them down. Two more, heels up. Heels down. Once more, heels up. Let's stay here and then pulse it down for 5. Good. 4. Ooh, inner thighs. 3, 2, 1. Good. Heels come down, straighten the legs, reach the arms up, point the toes forward. Feet are now in parallel. Dive over the legs once more. Start to walk both hands around to the front of your mat. Let both feet follow. Rebend the front knee, back in low lunge. Take a step back, plank position. Take a deep breath in and pull the heart forward. Lower slowly to the ground on the exhale. Keep your arms hugged and close to your sides. Once you have landed, untuck the toes. Extend the arms out in front of you. Press your hips to the ground, and then on an inhale, lift everything off the ground. Your arms, your head, your heart, your legs. And then let it come down on the exhale. So make sure nothing leads this movement. Everything works as one piece. Inhale, arms, head, heart, legs all come up at once. And then exhale, float them down again. Again, inhale, head, heart, arms, legs, still looking downward towards the ground, reaching out through crown of head. Float it down on the exhale. With this last one, hips push down, arms, head, heart, legs, all come up. We're strengthening our back body. Let's hold this space. Let's stiffen up the arms and legs and begin to paddle those arms and legs up and down. We're moving into what's called swimming. So hip points are your anchor, core is your stabilizer, breath is your tool, arms and legs are your movement. Keep that heart up for 5. Keep swimming, arms and legs, 4. Keep breathing strong, 3. So fire up that breath. Good, 2, chest up, 1. Good, release. Let the arms come at your side, rest a cheek to the floor, and just take a moment here. Maybe the eyes close, maybe they don't, but take a moment to notice your body, the sensations. The heart rate is probably up. Maybe you are sweating a little bit. Breath might be labored. But notice though, just in the small amount of time, how that can slowly start to fade out and dissipate. Just by being still, just by being aware, just by taking time to pause. Okay. Not for too long though. So when you're ready, forehead to the floor, slide those hands underneath your shoulders, arms hugged in, tuck the toes under, move back and up into downward facing dog. Hips to sky, chest towards thighs, heels towards floor, ribs sealed in towards spine. Now, let's see if I can remember what we did on the other side. I always seem to manage, but sometimes I always get nervous. All right, left leg on an inhale, lift it behind you. And then on your exhale, really draw that leg through, step up between the hands, land in low lunge. Take a moment, adjust yourself if needed, right? Knee should be stacked, left knee stacked right above the ankle, never in front of, always, right? Stacky stack. Back heel popped, lifted, back leg punching to the sky. Tent the fingers of your hands, push away from the leg, right? So you're hovering above it and you can send the heart forward more. Hips, they're hiked up to shoulder level for a little bit more lift because we need the power of legs and abs. Here's that switch. Here we go. Take a breath in. Exhale, either jump it or step it to switch. Right foot forward, left leg back. Hold it, breath in. Exhale, take a switch again. Right? We can do the step mode. Inhale, exhale, left foot back, right foot up. Hold for the inhale, then right foot back, left foot up. We're doing 4 more here. Inhale, exhale, switch. Hold, inhale, exhale, switch. Good, 2 more. Inhale, exhale, switch. 1 last time. Inhale, exhale, switch. Left foot should be forward, right foot should be back. We're still in low lunge. If you're not there, again, just take a moment, switch it out. With your next inhale, hug those legs to midline as you come and stack up. Shoulders over hips, arms to sky. Here we are in our high crescent lunge. Keep both feet parallel and feel your pubic bone zip up to your navel. Roots your tailbone down. Good, let's go ahead and draw those arms forward again. Let's create that big circle. So elbows swept out, just the middle tips touch. Inhale, opening up the arms, hug between shoulder blades. Squeeze it out on the exhale. Again, open the arms. Inhale. Squeeze it out on the exhale. We got 2 more to go. So when we open arms, feel this in your back body, right between the shoulder blades. As we hug it in, feel it into the front body, your pectorals, your chest. 1 more time. Opening up the arms, keep the shape of them. Squeeze it out on the exhale. Lift the arms back up again on an inhale. Open into warrior 2 on the exhale. So back heel, right, swivels in. That right heel swivels in. Hips open up to the right. Left foot takes a little walk to midline. Heel arch alignment. Hips are leveled. Shoulders over those hips. Arms swept out to T. Let's really reach those fingertips forward and back as much as we can, and then hug between our shoulder blades. Slide them down towards the tailbone. Draw some circles now with the arms. Don't move anything else in your body. Steady breathing for 3, 2, 1. Pause and reverse direction. We're working upper back. We're working shoulders. We're working core. Good for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Flip the front palm up. On your exhale, reach up and back. Reverse your warriors. Pause here so that you can breathe into the side body space. And then on your exhale, windmill the hands down. Once the hands have grounded, walk those hands over to the side of your mat. Let that front foot follow your back into that wide leg straddle. Inhale for a halfway lift. Send the heart forward. Soften the backs of your knees. And then melt even more deeply over those legs. Fold, fold, fold. This is a nice deep back body stretch. So we're getting into like calves, hamstrings, glutes, a little bit to the lower back here. So keep your tailbone lifted high. Keep your upper body heavy. Good. Then with your next inhale, that halfway lift again, but this time arms sweep out, airplane. Spread those fingers, pull the belly in and up. With your next exhale, ground those feet and rise, shoulders over hips, arms to sky. Then just take maybe one little mini heel toe movement in with the feet. Then the heels angle in, the toes angle out. Take a breath in, reach those fingertips back up to the sky. As you exhale, bend knees, bend elbows, sit down into your goddess squat. Keep those fingers spread, lively. Straighten the legs, squeeze the glutes, extend the arms up. And then sit back down into it again. Make sure your shoulders remain over your hips here. Come back up, breath in. We got 2 more to go. Exhale, sit down into it. Feel the knees glide towards the toes. Reach up, squeeze the buns as you extend. One last time, exhale, sit down into your goddess squat. We're going to keep the soles of our feet grounded. We're just going to sit deeper with our pulses here. Good. Keep your heart up. Keep the arms pressing back for 5. Good. 4. Pulse it down deep. 3. Good. 2. Deeper. 1. And then hold it down for 5. Oh yeah. 4. Heart. 3. Lift it up. 2. Arms back. 1. Good. Breath in. Straighten the legs. Lift up the arms. Turn the toes forward. Fold back over the legs. Release. Maybe ragdoll here for a moment, grabbing the elbows with opposite hands, letting the shoulders fall to your ears, maybe a little bit of a sway side to side. Whew. That was a good one. All right, go ahead, release elbows, fingertips back towards the ground. Let's go ahead and walk those hands to the front of our mat. Both feet follow, rebend the front knee, your back in low lunge. This time, let's take a step up. Come into forward fold. Take a halfway lift on an inhale. Fold again, release, exhale. On your inhale, come all the way to standing. Ground your feet, rise, extend up the arms. Interlace fingers, exhale, hands behind the head. Stretch to your right on an inhale. Firm in that belly, pull it up slow, exhale. Stretch it over to the left side. Strong exhale, pull back up nice and slow. On an inhale, release the hands, extend the arms back up. Dive, exhale, over the legs. Halfway lift on an inhale. Lower down to seated on your exhale. So coming down as gracefully as you can use your hands. You can try it hands free, but we land eventually down on our bottom. Knees bent, feet grounded out in front of you. Let's clasp behind our knees for a moment to pull our belly up close to our thighs. It helps sit us upright. And then draw your shoulder heads back by activating between your shoulder blades and pull the belly in, pull it up. Support this to release the hands and extend your arms out. Take an inhale so you can sit up just a little bit taller. On your exhale, tuck your tailbone, scoop out your core, C-curve with your spine. Let's roll back just a few inches, nothing huge. You want your toes to stay grounded here. Take another inhale. Exhale, use your core power and your breath to pull you up back to that starting position again. Again, lift high on an inhale, right crown of head to sky. Exhale, rounding back, scooping core, rolling down. Don't let your chin dive down to chest. We're not collapsing here. We're still lifted with the heart. Take an inhale. Exhale, squeeze it out. Bring it back up. Let's do one more of these, shall we? Breath in, Heart high, shoulder heads down. Exhale, tuck, round, and roll back. Let's stay here. Take a breath in. Okay. On your exhale, let's go ahead and rotate to the right, just with the upper body. Do not move your legs. Come back through center on an inhale. This is going to activate your obliques. Twist it to the left. Squeeze it out. Come back through center on the inhale. Let's do 2 more each. Rotate to the right. Center on an inhale. Squeeze it out over to the left. Good. Bring it back in. Center. Inhale. 1 more each. Think of your torso like a wet towel, wringing out water as you rotate. Then fill that towel back up. Inhale with that water so that you can squeeze it again. Last time to the left. Come back through center on the inhale. Let's roll all the way down to the floor on the exhale. Once you start to roll onto the ground, the heels, they'll slide a little bit closer in towards your glutes, making your way down onto the ground. Let's draw the right knee to chest and hold on with both hands. Let's take the left leg and extend it away from the body. So meaning that could extend high to sky. It can go as low as a hover or anywhere in between, okay? The head can always stay grounded, or you can come up with head and shoulders for more intensity. Drop shoulders away from the ears. Here's our single leg stretch. Inhale, switch the legs. And then exhale, switch. So 1 breath, 1 movement we'll start with. Legs have power here. So we don't want to make it a cyclical motion, right? We don't want to have the circular motion. We want to have straight in, straight out, wherever that angle is, right? If I'm reaching to sky, I'm coming straight out. 1 breath, 1 movement. If you need to adjust, right? If your neck feels like it's straining and your head is up, you're taking your head back down. If your head is down, you're like, I'm not really feeling as much as I'd like, you take your head up, right? Adjust. So let's take this here and increase the speed. We're going to inhale to switch the legs twice, and then exhale to switch twice. Good. So the idea here is when our speed increases, we have to work our core harder to stabilize everything else in our body, right? Notice how my movement is isolated. Legs have movement. Everything else does not. 4 more. Exhale. Good. 3 more. Exhale. 2 more. Almost there. Good. Exhale. Last ones. Good. Exhale. Switch. Switch. Good. Both knees in. If your head was up, you're going to go ahead, take it down. Give yourself a moment to rest and recover. Okay. Let's work into the lower abs next. Let's lift both legs to sky, cross right ankle over left ankle, and then take your arms close down at your sides. We are going to be using the back arm, right? The backs of our arms for power and strength. So a little bit of a tricep work, lower abdominals here. So you want to think of your legs like rocket ships. They move straight up, straight down as much they can. Take an inhale here. Hip lifts on the exhale, arms press down, backs of hips come off the ground and come back down again, right? It's a quick movement. Again, shoot that breath out and lift the hips up. We don't want to swing the legs back here. That's not working anything. That's just using momentum, okay? So think straight up. Even if the hips barely lift off the ground, you'll be doing more work, though, that way. All right, let's do it again. Lift, come back down. Let's do 2 more here. So right ankle is crossed over left. 1 more. Good. And then let's uncross and recross left over right. And we got 6 more on this side. So feel that lower ab region really digging in to get those hips to come up. Arms push down. And we use that breath. Let's do 2 more here. Push down to lift up. 1 last time. Let's lift it. Let's lower it. Let's draw the knees in. Give ourselves a hug. And again, just a moment to rest. We'll do a couple more for our core here. Let's work next with double leg stretch. So this one's a really good one if you take your time. If you move really slowly, you're going to get a really fiery core workout. So knees into chest, hands on the knees. Again, head could be grounded or lifted, your choice. Okay. With your breath in, you're going to extend arms and legs away from body. That could be as high as sky or as further away from center as you'd like. And then exhale, sweep the arms around, draw the knees back in again.
Again, reach out slow. Here's where the work comes into play. And then pull it in just as slow. So think of it as a 4 count out, 4 count in. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, fully lengthened. Then pull it in for 4, 3, 2, you're in that ball, right? So inhale, extend for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, pull it in for 4, 3, 2. Let's do 2 more of these. Breath in, slow extension out, right? Move with that breath, fully extended. Squeeze it out for 4, 3, 2. You're back into that ball. Let's do that once more. Inhale, spine is pressed down. Extend for 4, 3, lost my words, 2, 1, and then pull it in for 4, 3, squeeze it out, 2, 1, rest. So if your head was up, take it down. If you want some movement here, certainly feel free. Yeah, it's good to move slow a lot of times because then your muscles are actually really working. If we move super quick, there's a big old chance that my body wasn't going to be stable. I was going to be rocking around on the ground, and then I wasn't then engaging, right? I was just kind of shifting instead. So slow sometimes is really, really good. All right, let's finish off with one more core exercise. One of my favorites, might not be your favorite though. It's super small movement, hollow rock. It's a really great ab workout as well, and it doesn't require a lot of movement itself. So go ahead, lengthen your body all the way down on the floor. Long legs, arms gonna reach up overhead. Take those legs and squeeze them together very, very tightly, and then point your toes away from your body. Arms, though, we don't want the palms to touch. We want hands slightly wider than shoulder width. And then press the middle of your back into the ground. Here we are, hollow rock. Take an inhale. This is not a huge movement. On the exhale, you're going to hover only. Legs, head, arms, look down towards your toes. Keep stretching those fingertips back behind you. Then release back down on an inhale. Again, press the back down and come up to a hover. Good. Release down with control on an inhale. So make sure you're not dropping back to the floor. We're going to do 4 more of these. Exhale. Don't let those arms pull forward. Continue to reach them behind you. Release on an inhale. That's what's going to make it really challenging. 3 more. Exhale. Lift, hover, look down towards toes. Come down on an inhale. We got 2 more left to go. Exhale, lift. So again, this shallow hollowing out of our front body. Release on an inhale. Last one here. Let's exhale, come up, and let's hold this one, shall we? Breathe. So again, breath is a tool. We can fire it up. Hold it out for 5, 4, belly in, 3, strong legs, 2, reach fingers back, 1. Good. Bring it down and draw the knees in. Arms out to T. Let's take another twist again. Gentle lowering of legs to right side. Look over your left shoulder. Ooh, that cracked my back, and that felt delightful. My spine gets out of whack a lot, so taking these twists for me is like, ooh, it's just like chiropractic session, right? For myself. Free one. Take another breath in here. And then on your exhale, let's go ahead and start to switch sides. Legs to the left. Looking over the right shoulder. Breathe here. Press those shoulders into the ground. Open across your chest. Yeah, let's take one more breath in. And then on your exhale, legs up through center, head through center. Let's go ahead here. Place your feet to the ground. And then what I want us to do is just come full circle here. So we're going to end where we began, not necessarily in the sense that you have to bring your body into the same exact position, but one of those positions that we started with, right? Legs can extend here if you'd like, or you can keep your feet grounded, knees bent. You could offer a hip opener if that feels right for you as well. But we just want to kind of, get to this space where we once were, and maybe we notice if there's any difference. Palms faced up, shoulders roll open. Eyes close here for a moment. Slightly part your teeth, unhinge your jaw. Find your breath again and really start to smooth it out, right? We did some work, especially right at the end there, so
breath can become labored or choppy, so starting to slow that back down again, smooth it back out. Maybe you notice the heart rate or the warmth in the body if there is, or any twitching, pulsating sensations, right? Just becoming aware. This is going to be our lightning shavasana, right? A quick moment of stillness to reconnect. Taking the time to really feel and understand ourselves. So as you lay here with that breath, take your time in getting to this next space. Just slowly take one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. This connection to self, right? We have to keep our distance nowadays, but this right here might feel like just enough for yourself. So in this connection, also just give yourself some thanks, right? That you just showed up. You showed up today, showed up to a practice, whatever that might have looked like for you. But the most important thing is that you showed up to yourself and gave your body, mind, soul opportunity of breath, of movement, and of connection. With your next inhale, take the arms, reach them up overhead, come into a nice stretch. And then as you exhale, sweep the arms around, pull your knees into your chest. One last hug here. Begin to rock yourself forward and back, up and down the spine until you've rocked yourself all the way up to seated. Eyes still closed here. Ground your sits bones into the earth. Lift your heart high. Take your hands together, bring them to heart center, and then bring chin down to chest. Bow head to heart, heart to head. We are given this one body, right? This one vessel to inhabit. So it's really important that we listen to it, we honor it, we respect it, but that we also keep it moving. So thank you all very much for joining me live today. And if you didn't join live, you certainly have the opportunity to still come take class with me. And I hope to see you guys soon again. Enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.